There we go. Okay, so Chris, when I first met him, it was in shock with this news that we were going from our company we'd been with for 15 years and that we loved our products and people and all that stuff to this new company we didn't know anything about. And who's this guy, Chris Estes? And so I think everybody who met him with a little bit of like, who is this guy? Especially because first time networker, and we didn't know. And as soon as he started speaking, I realized this is a guy who can present just about any message, just unbelievable. So clear. Without him, we would have never survived. We barely survived. Without him, we would have never survived the whole transition because he was always there to help us see things and understand things so clearly. And he's always given so much from his heart, his soul, and his checkbook, which, Chris, I talked a little bit about your promotion when I was showing the Leader in Action form and how it's one of the things that you can participate in, but didn't go into great detail. But over the years, whenever I've needed him to go do an event, the teams needed him, he's been there. Zoom calls, whatever, he's been there. Embracing every moment. This whole challenge, I'm so excited that our transition, now he's an experienced network marketer too. So he's not a first timer. So he's even got all that underneath his belt. But I asked Chris to talk to us about the money, show us the compensation plan, because we need to understand it and we need to teach it. We need to explain it to our new people. And Chris is getting out the whiteboard, so I'm going to ask all of the rest of us to turn off our cameras so it can be 100% him while he's doing this so we can completely see that whiteboard. He's going to give us a whiteboard presentation of the comp plan that you will understand clearly, that you will learn how to tell, and if not, and you're still afraid, this is being recorded. It will go up on our YouTube channel, and you will be able to use this tool to send out to people who ask you about the compensation plan. So Chris Estes is a umpteen million star something galactic platinum executive. Holy cow, he is the #1 income earner in Isagenix last month. Out of all these great Isagenix leaders all over the world, we have #1. I think it's #1. It's definitely top 10. Maybe it's 2. I think it's 1. We have #1 in our #2. Okay, #2. He'll be 1 sometimes. Like we get to all. Every month they just show us who the top people are that month. So any one of us could be #1 a year from now, year and a half from now, 10 years from now, whatever. But Chris, #2 income earner in the entire world of Isagenix. He obviously knows how to show the money. So let me introduce you to our upline leader, fearless leader, Chris Estes. Chris, you're muted.
You make me feel 10 feet tall and bulletproof. I appreciate the introduction. It's great to spend a few minutes with you guys. Do you hear me okay, Kylie?
I hear you great.
Fantastic. So I'd encourage you guys to get your notebook, and I'm just going to make this as simple as possible. I sometimes I have to make it simple because I'm a simple guy. So Dwayne Dyer and I, with one of his new team members, a prospect, a few days ago, we went through the same process. And I think, Dwayne, we did this in about 15, 20 minutes. So I'm going to try to stay around the 20-minute range, and I'm going to start with the end, begin with the end in mind. And if we were to look at this scenario, of course, this is you, and you could think about your team members, your new potential team members starting just like this. You're starting your own business entity through Isagenix. And ultimately the goal for all of us, if we're thinking big, and of course we don't make the claims, and you can go to isagenixearnings.com and all of the disclaimers. What does it require? It requires you to go to work. It requires a price and a sacrifice to go to the biggest of levels. At the same time, you can plug into the team, plug into the system, the training, the leadership, which you all have here. And if you do a few things over and over, by the mile it's a trial, by the yard it's hard, by the inch it's a cinch. And Dwayne, if you do that day in, day out, do a few little things, listen to people, ask questions, gain intel, determine a point of entry, offer a solution to the problem, you do it again and again and again, what happens is people want to join and be a part of your community, be a part of your culture. So I just wanted to make that disclaimer from the get-go. I'm going to share with you possibilities. Can you do this? Absolutely. Why do I know that? Because I'm a school teacher coach from Podunk, Kentucky, where front teeth are optional. So if I can do this, anybody can do it, but it does require effort. It does require some grit. It does require some stubbornness, and it requires you to get opposition, rejection, ridicule. One time someone said, Chris, how do you sleep at night getting all that opposition, rejection, and ridicule? I sleep like a baby. I wake up every 3 hours crying. So we all have to fight through that adversity. But I'm going to focus here for the next about 20 minutes. I'm actually going to put my timer on. I'm going to try to stay within that 15, 20 minutes. So if we begin with the end in mind, of course, the focus with Isagenix, Kali, is you share, they share. You share, they share, and then repeat. Okay? That's the whole concept. So what I'm going to share with you is nothing more than you catch a man a fish, you feed him for a day. You teach a man a fish, Jeff, you feed him for a lifetime. But what people forget is that third piece. If you'll teach that person to teach others, you'll feed the whole world. And that's really what you share, they share, repeat is all about. And if you will go through this process of you share, they share, here's what it could look like, Kali. So I'm going to begin with the end in mind, and I'm going to break this thing down from the very beginning. But you have the ability to earn $13,500 in cash flow or residual income every single week through the volume that your organization creates, in addition to another $13,500 in executive match bonuses. So up to $27,000 in addition then to bonuses that we'll talk about. So Dwayne, that's over $1.4 million a year in one business center. And the beauty about Isagenix is when you max out that center, you can actually get another center and add to that. So is there an unlimited income potential opportunity? Yes. Do most people have the vision for that? No. Did I? No. When I started in 2008, Kali, I didn't know anybody who would make money in network marketing. I didn't know really anything about network marketing. And when I started, my big vision as a school teacher and coach from a town with 2 lights was, what if I could make $1,000 a month? In a year, I could make 1,000. So that was my vision. Here's what I know. When you go as far as you can see, you can then see further. And as I approached 1,000, I said, oh my gosh, Dwayne, I think I can make as much in this as I am as a school teacher. And as I went to $3,000, I said, oh my gosh, I think I can make 5 figures in this. And so I just continued to grow. And that's what all of you, I just need you to know the potential. The potential is unlimited, essentially. But let's go with the real start, which is not even so much you, but you have to understand this and believe in this and see the simplicity. When you get out of the fog of the complex into the clarity of the simple, what happens is you now have a higher standard and a higher belief and certainty in something that you can share with someone that may not have any understanding, education, experience, success in network marketing, but they can start just like I did in 2008 and quickly do it, duplicate it, and teach it so that they can grow their business. So we're going to start right here with you. I'll draw some circles, and we're going to assume now that you're going to share with a few of your friends or a few of your family members or colleagues. And I like for people to get started fast. The start stops most people because they're scared to be bad, but before you're bad, you have to start. So Dwayne, we really want to encourage people to start, and to start with some friends. Who can do this with me? Who can do this with you? And I have my wife who's meeting with one of her high school friends on Wednesday of this week. And the simple question was, who can do this with you, Kayla? Who can do this? And she started naming a list of people. So if we were to go off the comp plan for a minute, as we're recruiting people, Dwayne, into this business, we always have them make a list of potential customers or potential team members that can support them, encourage them, hold them accountable, somebody, a group of people that can do this program with them. What does that do? That builds belief. certainty, confidence, and says, you know what? I think I know a few people that might do this with me. And when we explain, now listen, this is where it gets really exciting. So imagine having, Kali, a list of potential customers or some people that want to do it with your people. I've been saying the words, I want to partner, 4 words, or let's partner up. And so that's the business type concept of, yeah, I want to partner with, we should partner up, is when I explain just this one segment. When I explain this, which is crazy, 2 who gets 2, this is crazy, Kali, is when I enroll 1 on my left, and we're going to assume with this example that we're focusing today, team, on the value pack, okay? The value pack, which is approximately, we'll say, anywhere between $550, $600 based on where you are, okay? So this person, we'll say, is David, and David enrolls with the value pack. And when you do that, as long as you're active 100 BV, so that'd be an important piece here today, Jeff and Tom, which is you got to be active 100. We're assuming everybody today is active 100. Okay, you put that in your notes. You got to be active 100, 100, 100, 100. Is you enrolled David and you earned a $100 product introduction bonus. So if you look over here, I'm going to kind of take you through the different ways that you're earning bonuses on the front end. So you introduced David. He was on that initial list. You're like, oh, I want to team up with David. I want him to be a part of the team, be a part of the accountability. And then you thought about Mary. And you said, oh my gosh, Ray, Mary is somebody who has influence. She's a 5-star player. Mary decides she wants to be a part of the team as well. Because you started with the value pack, she starts with the value pack, and you earn an additional $100. But here's where it gets really exciting is when you enroll 2 people or more in the same commission week, which starts at essentially midnight or 12:01, however that works, on Monday, from Monday to Sunday, 11:59 p.m. EST. That's a commission week, okay? If you enroll 2 or more, here's what the company does, is that instead of $100 PIB, they 2X it. I like when stuff is 2X or 3X or 5X. It really gets me excited. Is now that 100 is $200. So now you've enrolled 2 people. Listen to this. I can't believe 2 people who got in with the value pack, which is a great start. You've earned 200 and 200. And when you enroll 1 on the left and 1 on the right, you now have reached a rank in Isagenix called consultant. But not just consultant, crystal consultant. When you do that, you earn a $100 bonus. All right. And if you do that within 30 days, so you have to do that within 30 days to get that $100 crystal consultant bonus. So in this example, how much money have we earned so far by enrolling 2 people? $500. Now, I don't know about you, but I wasn't able to make this kind of income when I started back in 2008. I think my first check was $40, and it did excite me. That first $40, Dwayne, excited me a lot because it said this was real. And it built a belief, and here's what it did most importantly. It bought time. And if we can teach our people to teach their people to get started, have a list, ask some people to do that with them, get 1 on the left, 1 on the right, they could earn up to $500 by enrolling their first 2. Everybody with me? That's the you share. Simple as that. Then we do the exact same thing. So as I was sharing with David and I was sharing with Mary, I was encouraging them to think about who do they know that has a butt in the gut, maybe needs to lose a 2nd grader, that has aches and pains, this or that. And they started making a list, and their belief is and confidence built. And all of a sudden, when they started, they already had a couple of people. And they enrolled 1 on the left, 1 on the right. They enrolled Jeff, and they enrolled Shirley, and they enrolled Tom, and they enrolled Ray. And so they enrolled 1 on the left, 1 on the right. And so they essentially just did what you did. You shared, now they shared. And here's what happens is because you helped David enroll 1 on the left, 1 on the right, they now are a consultant. And you have just earned something called a consultant development bonus. Every time you personally bring someone into Isagenix and you help them get 1 on the left, 1 on the right, you get a $100 bonus. So you just made a $100 bonus because David helped get his first 2 people. And then you helped Mary, right in that circle there, you enrolled Mary, but you helped her get one on the left, one on the right. And when you did that, what'd you do? You earned an additional $100 bonus. Now, what also happened, Dwayne, in this process is when you bring 2 people on and you help them get 2, you now advance in the ISA plan to Isagenix Manager. And when you do that within 60 days, you are a Crystal Manager and you earn a $250 bonus. So if we were to now look at this whole process, by enrolling 2, you shared and they shared, you share, they share, you enrolled 2 who got 2, you have now earned $950 in their comp plan by enrolling 2 who got 2. Now, I don't know about you, but that's exciting to me because who can do that, Dwayne? Anybody. Anybody can do this. Now, here's what excites me even further, Collie, is that this is really the plan. As I continue to scale this out over the next couple of minutes, is to get to the next levels in this plan, all you do is repeat this. You just do it again. You share, they share, and then you repeat and do it again. So to get to the next rank in Isagenix, you go from manager to director. And to get to director as a Crystal Director, you have to do it within the first 120 days. We like for people to do it in their first week or 2. And it's okay if you do it in your first month or 2, but we like to create speed. That's where Mo comes. You want Mo to come in your business. That's momentum. Is essentially this rectangle that I created where you enrolled 1 on the left, 1 on the right. You got 2 who got 2. You simply do that 3 times, times 3. So in your notes, all you have to do is either do another rectangle and draw this out, or for me and for simplicity, you're just doing this 3 times. And when you do that 3 times, what do we have? Well, Dwayne, we have then 3 times 2. So in this first example, we enrolled 2 people. Well, times 3 times 2, easy math for me. I don't know, I can't expand too big, but 3 times 2, I know. And 3 times 2 is 6, meaning I have now enrolled 6 personal people. What else have we done, Dwayne? We have helped those 6 people get their 2, 1 on the left and 1 on the right. Now, what happens when we create a consultant that we've personally enrolled? What do we get? We get a CDB, or what's called a Consultant Development Bonus. So we earned 1 here. We earned another one here with David and Mary. That's 1 and 2. But we have 4 new personal consultants that we've helped get started. So now we add 4 more $100 bonuses over here because we have added 4 more consultants to the plan. In addition, when you hit director, so it's all we're doing, remember, you share, they share, you get 2 who get 2. We repeat this over and over and over and over again. We build through the business. When you do that 3 times, Dwayne, you earn a $750 bonus. So process this. In this example, we generated $950 in this first example. When we multiply this out now times 3, knowing that we are duplicating with the value pack, we would have earned 4 more 2x PIBs of $200, $400, $600, $800, which is, so that's 800 2x PIBs. In addition, we have also earned 400 extra dollars in the CDBs, the Consultant Development Bonuses. In addition, Dwayne, we've earned a $750 by hitting director as a Crystal, meaning we did it within 120 days. So in this second phase here, team, you went from $950 in this example, and now you have added 800, 400, 750, which is $1,950 more dollars in this, so that's 1,950 plus the 950. We're now talking about serious money with fundamental people who doesn't have to have any experience in the game. They can be first timers in network marketing, and Kali, they can even be a customer that doesn't even know what they're doing and can say, will you do this with me? I need accountability, support, encouragement. I need a community that can help me lose the butt and the gut in second grade or whatever it is. And all of a sudden, you're just helping them share, and them share. They're making money, and they're duplicating this process. So keep in mind, as we go to the next level, this first rectangle produced $950. When you go direct, or when you did this 3 times, you earned an additional $1,950. Now what? Now what, Chris? What happens? Well, the ultimate goal to really build a business of anchorage, or having anchors in your business, Dwayne, and having that leverage, insulation, the business working in spite of you, is us becoming an executive factory. And that's the highest rank in Isagenix, is executive. Now, what do we do? Well, for this particular situation or example, all we do is 5X it. We take this first example of, you guys started, you helped David get going and Mary get going, you shared, and then you helped them share, 2 who got 2, and we now multiply that times 5. We do that 5 times. Now, what does that mean? That means we have now 5 times 2 is what? It's 10. That means we have now personally enrolled 10, and we've helped them each get 2, one on the left, one on the right. So, Kali, that means that we now have 10 consultants. And in the previous example, we know that we hit director when we had 6 consultants. So 10 minus 6 equals 4. That means we now have 4 more new consultants that we created when we hit executives. And what happens when we hit and help a personal enrollment become consultant, Kali? What happens? We get a bonus. We get a consultant development bonus. So we got $400 more of consultant development bonuses because we helped 4 more personal enrollments become consultant. If we're duplicating the value pack, that means we also enrolled 4 more new people. And because we did it with the value pack within the commission week, that was 2, 4, 6, $800. So now we have 2x PIBs. We made another $800. And then when you hit executive, you make another $1,000 as a crystal executive bonus. So exec bonus is $1,000. So that's 800, 400, and 1,000. That means you just made another $2,200 on top of 1950 and another 950. So that's essentially, what is that? That's $4,200. You just made $4,200 in that initial scenario of you share with 2 who get 2, Kali. And as I finish up here, this is where it's gooder. In Kentucky, we say gooder. That's the fundamentals of how this plan works, Kali, is this right here. See this scenario, this rectangle? All you do is this, and you repeat it. 3x it, 5x it, Dwayne, 10x it. You've got initial bonuses for people to get started, build their belief, their confidence, their hopes and dreams, and all the other words that associate with that. But what starts to happen, Dwayne, which gets really exciting, is David found Ray and he found Tom, but those 2 people, and especially Ray, Tom, I'm suspect a little bit, but he actually found some people, is all of a sudden there's more value packs, there's more residual, there's more orders, more customers. Same happened over here with Mary and Sherry and the whole team, and all of a sudden all these circles that are going down in the organization, meaning you're sharing, they share, repeat, is when you produce 5 cycles in Isagenix. You might say, well, what in the world is 5 cycles? Well, 5 cycles, or a cycle, is when you produce 300 in volume on one team and 600 in volume on the other team. And that produces what Isagenix calls a cycle. And a cycle is worth $54. And in this particular case is when you produce your first 5 cycles in Isagenix, you get a $500 bonus. And Dwayne, they break that up into 2 weeks. So you hit 5 cycles one week, you get $250. 5 cycles another week, you get that other $250. So this is a bonus. So you might be thinking, what do I do once I hit executive? Well, when you hit executive, you qualify now for an executive match of everybody you've personally enrolled ever. So when you personally enroll 10 or 15 and they're producing volume, or what Isagenix calls cycles, you get a 10% match on all of those people's cycles. And if you hold the structure, what's the structure, Collie? When you hold this structure right here, you get 2 who get 2 times 5. If you just have that your entire career, that's all you have, and they're all 100 BV, every commission month, you have the ability to earn $750 to $1,000 bonus, up to $10,000 a year as a bonus for holding the executive structure. We're not going to go into great detail about that today. Really, that's it. So you did 5 cycles. When you do 10 cycles, they call you 1 star. And when you do 10 cycles, what's 10 cycles? That's 3,000 in volume on one side and 6,000 in volume on the other side. So if we're thinking volume, it's 3 and 6. You earn a $1,000 bonus for producing 10 cycles, and they pay it out in 2 different weeks. And then when you produce 20 cycles, which is 6,000 and 12,000, you earn $2,000. And then guess what? Kylie, when you produce 40 cycles, which is what they call a 3-star, you earn $3,000. So there is a ladder, a stair step, an opportunity for people to get started, enroll 2 people, almost get their investment back immediately, generate or 2x what they invested by you share, they share, you get 2 who get 2. And then there is a continuation of bonuses for what? For helping people excel, for helping people determine the problem and create a solution to their pain point, and duplicating that over and over again. And as I finish here, Collie, we begin with the end in mind, which is what? The ability to earn $13,500 in cycles, meaning if you produce 250 cycles in a week, you earn $13,500. And you get the executive match, and so up to $27,000 with all the other bonuses. That's exciting because that's 7+ figure income by simply doing what? Dwayne, what did I do? I did this rectangle over and over. You share, they share, repeat. You share, they share, repeat. Times 5, times 10, times 15. And it really is that simple. We just have to not complicate it. Did I throw a bunch at you real quick? Yes. Did I hit my time? I think I went 2 minutes over, but that's pretty close. So you all can watch this over and over again, but hopefully you see the fundamental simplicity of how you can, because you all are the big players. So, you know, Tom and Carol and Shirley and Jeff and Ray and others of you all can see this at a bigger level. But really, if you're explaining to a new person, Collie, you're really just focusing on you share, they share, this one rectangle and all of that bonus money that they can capture in the first day. Because when my wife meets with her high school friend on Wednesday, Dwayne, her high school friend has a friend coming over. She hasn't even gotten started yet. We're going to help her hit manager in her first day. And she will have close to a comma in her first check, because we understand the power of speed and the power of belief, buy-in, and buying time, so we can help her find those next people to hit executive. So I get really excited about this, Collie, because I was in a company that I loved, and it's certainly a blessing for me. But if I had been in this company 12 years ago, the amount of millions of dollars I would have earned with the same volume, sometimes I just have to remember, keep your eyes looking ahead. I think it's biblical. So I'm really excited about all of the team members who are immersing themselves into this plan, into this company, these products, this team, this leadership. I've really enjoyed working really closely in recent weeks with Dwayne Dyer, He has some incredible things going on. And then, of course, having some great conversations, Kali, with you and some of the great things you have going on. I would just encourage all of you, hit the reset, hit the restart. Let's rejuvenate, let's recharge, and let's put ourselves in a position to make a big impact in the lives of the people we don't even know yet. That's the beauty of this business. So, Kali, thank you for inviting me to this incredible training, and hopefully I provided some value. I know I spoke somewhat quickly, but I am excited. I did have some nitro and Bia and XM earlier, so triple threat.
That is awesome. Chris, thank you so much. What you just did was, whether or not we can explain it now, what you did was paint such a huge picture of the huge amount of income there is here, and that's what's important. And what's really cool is you showed us the big picture, but a consultant who just has two, who doesn't even repeat and repeat, they just get two people. But if one of those people finds somebody that does the deal, and one of the other people finds someone who finds someone who finds someone who finds someone who finds somebody who finds somebody who does the deal, and volume is created on both teams, you can freaking cycle 250 times as a consultant. There's no income caps here. So think big, think small. The idea is find somebody on each of your two teams who wants to do this deal, and you can go to the top of this comp plan. You might not get the top rank, but you'll get the top check. So that's really exciting. Thank you so much, Chris. Appreciate everything that you do for us all the time.